In this DaVinci Resolve tutorial, I will share with you how to create 5 smooth text animations that you need to know if you are a motion graphic designer or a video editor. I will also show you how to create different backgrounds for these animations. So watch this video till the end, and without any further ado, let's go. Alright, so this is DaVinci Resolve, and all you have to do the basic setting first. So click on the setting button in the corner and set the size of this project 1920 by 1080. Let's select a frame rate. So in this case, I'm using 60 frames per second for a smooth animation, and then click on save. Now let's start by creating a new fusion composition. So just go to media pool. If you don't have this media pool, click on this button, right click on this media pool, click on new fusion composition. This is gonna be our first text, so I'm gonna call it text 01. Duration, make it 3 seconds long, which is good enough for one text animation. Frame rate 60, and click on create. Now let's import the fusion composition on the timeline like this, and then just go to the fusion page. Here we have this media out node, so just drag this media out to the side for now. We will connect this media out at the end of this animation. Here we have 2 different viewers, but we need only one viewer, so click on the single viewer. Now let's start by creating a background. It is very simple. This is the background node. Drag and drop the background on this flow window. This is called flow window, and if you want to take a preview of this background, simply drag and drop to the viewer. Perfect. Now let's change the background color. So just go to inspector window. Here we have the color. Click on the color and select any color that you like. So in this case, I'm using this gray background. Hit OK. Perfect. Now let's create a text node. So this is the text icon. Drag and drop the text node on the flow window. And now let's merge this text with the background. It is very simple. You only have to connect the output of this text node with the output of this background, and you will get a new merge. Now you can drag and drop the merge one to the viewer. This is the text. Select the text node, go to inspector window and type here whatever you want to type. Now select your favorite font style. So in this case, I'm using Gotham font style. So this is the Gotham. Of course, you can select any font style that you like. I'm going to select the style bold. This is the size. Let's increase the size of the text. I'm going to set the value 0.15, and this is the tracking. Let's down the tracking amount. I'm going to set the value 0.95. Perfect. And now we have to set the text in the center. So just right click on this preview window, go to guide and turn on this guide. I'm going to set the text in the center by using this reference. Now it's looking good. And after that, we have to animate the text. So take a new transform node, and I'm going to connect the transform over here. So hold shift on the keyboard and attach this transform like this. And I'm going to animate the size of the text by using this transform. So just go to frame number 30. Here we have the size of this transform. Right click on this size, click on animate, or you can simply click on the diamond button to create a keyframe. And then set the size value 0.8, I guess. Perfect. Now just go to 45 frame forward in time. On the frame number 75, here we have to set the default value 1. And then just go to 30 frame forward in time. On the frame number 105, here we have to lock the size value as it is. So click on the diamond button. And then just go to 45 frame forward in time. On the frame number 150, and again let's set the value 0.8. So basically we will get this type of zoom in and zoom out animation, but this animation is linear. So let's make it smoother. Just go to a spline window, hit F4 to full screen, and here we have the transform node. So check the transform, and inside of the transform we have the size. You can click on fit button, highlight these 2 keyframes, hit H to smooth, or you can also click on the smooth button, hold this handle and create a nice smooth curve just like this, and repeat the same thing for these 2 keyframes. Perfect. Now you can close the spline window, and here we have the animation. As you can see, zoom in and zoom out, which is looking very smooth. Perfect. And after that, hit Ctrl plus a space bar for search box and search for motion blur. If you have motion blur, then you can apply. Otherwise, you can leave it. This is an optional step. Hit add button. Perfect. So this is the motion blur. I'm going to connect the main output with the motion blur and the output of this motion blur with this media out. Perfect. Just go to edit page, and here we have the basic setting for the text, and I'm going to use the same basic setting for all the 5 smooth text animation. So let's create 5 different copy of this fusion clip, because I don't want to repeat the same thing again and again for all the 5 text animations. You can simply select the fusion composition, hit Ctrl C on the keyboard, place the CTI, which is current time indicator, hit Ctrl V 4 times. Here we have 5 different copy of this basic text animation. So let's go for the first one. Place the CTI on the first one, go to the fusion page, and here I'm going to animate the text node. So select the text node, go to inspector window, and here we have the text box. Right click on that, click on follower modifier, go to modifier section, and here we have this setting. Just go to setting. First of all, we have to animate the opacity. So just go to frame number 15, which is equal to quarter a second according to 60 frames per second. Right click on opacity, click on animate, or you can simply click on the diamond button. And then just go to very first frame of this animation. Let's set the opacity 0. Just go to frame number 15 again, and just go to position. Here we have the offset. Just right click on offset, go to modify width, and here we have an option XY path. Select this option, and we will get another follower modifier that we have X, Y, and Z position, but X and Y is already animated, so we have to remove this animation. Just right click on X, click on remove XY path, right click on Y, click on remove XY path, and we have to create a fresh new animation for Y position. So just go to frame number 15, right click on Y, click on animate, go to very first frame of this animation. Let's set the Y position value -1.5. Perfect. Now we have opacity as well as position animation. Perfect. And then just go to follower modifier, go to the timing, and here we have the delay. So let's increase the delay value. I'm going to set the delay 3 frames. Perfect. And now you can see here we have something like this, but this is linear. Let's make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4. This time we don't want to change anything with the transform, so uncheck the transform, and inside of the text node we have 2 different animation. First one is offset Y and the opacity. So just uncheck the offset and check the opacity. We will do one by one. Click on fit button. Here we have 2 different keyframes. Highlight both the keyframe, hit S to smooth, and create nice smooth curve like this. And once done, you can uncheck the opacity, check the offset Y, click on fit button, highlight both the keyframes, hit S, hold this handle, and create a nice smooth curve just like this. Perfect. Now you can close the spline window. And after that, you can see here we have nice and smooth text animation. And then you can go to the edit page and let's have a look. Now let's create the second one. So for the second text animation, I will create a copy of the first one because second one is very similar to the first one. So I'm going to create a copy of the first text animation that we have created right now. Simply select this one, hit Ctrl C, place the CTI over here, hit Ctrl V. Place the CTI on the second one and go to the fusion page. And as you can see here, we have same animation that we have created for the first one. And now I will add one more animation. Let me show you how. Simply select the text node, go to modifier. Here we have this setting. Just go to setting. Here we have the opacity and position animation. Now let's add one more. Just go to transform, and here we have the spacing. So just go to frame number 15, right click on a spacing, click on animate, and you can set the value 0.95, and then just go to very first frame of this animation. Let's set the spacing value 0.5. Perfect. So now we will get something like this, which is looking very interesting. Now let's make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 to full screen. This time we need only character spacing, so check this option, click on fit button, and create a smooth graph just like that. And then you can close the spline window, and here we have the second one, which is something different from the first one. and then just go to edit page and let's have a look. Now let's create third smooth text animation. So place the CTI on the third one, just go to Fusion page. Now let's animate the text. So select the text node, right click on the text box, click on follower modifier, go to modifier, setting, and here we have the opacity. So first of all, we have to animate the opacity. Just go to frame number 15, right click on opacity, click on animate, go to very first frame of this animation. Let's set the opacity 0. And then just go to rotation, and here we have the X, Y, and Z rotation. Just go to frame number 15, right click on X rotation, click on animate, go to very first frame of this animation. Let's set the rotation value 90 degree. Perfect. So here we have something like this, which is looking very flat. So what we have to do, just go to spline window first. Here I want to create a smooth animation for the opacity, not for the rotation. So uncheck the rotation, just check the opacity, click on fit button, highlight both the keyframes, and create a smooth animation like this. And then you can close the spline window, and here you can take a look, which is looking very basic. So what we have to do, just go to timing, and here we have the delay. Let's set the delay value 5 frames, and then you can see here we have interesting animation. Perfect. And then just go to edit page and let's have a look. Now I'm going to create fourth smooth animation. So place the CTI on the fourth one, go to Fusion page. As you can see here we have basic setting. Now let's create text animation. So select the text, right click on this text box, click on follower modifier, go to modifier, and here we have the setting. So let's animate the opacity first for the fourth one. So just place the CTI on the frame number 15, right click on opacity, click on animate, go to very first, and let's set the opacity 0. This time I will animate the size property as well as the opacity. So just go to text. Here we have the size. First of all, let's set the default values, which is 0.15. Perfect. Go to frame number 15, lock the size value as it is by creating a keyframe. Go to very first frame of this animation. Let's set the size value 0. Now let's create a smooth animation. So just go to spline window, hit F4. Here we need to create a smooth animation for both size and opacity. Click on fit button. Here we have all the keyframes. Let's do one by one. Check the size first. Click on fit, highlight both the keyframes and create a smooth graph like this. Once done, you can uncheck the size, check the opacity, and repeat the same thing for this. Now we have a smooth animation. Close the spline window and take a look. We have a very basic animation which is not looking good. Just go to timing, and here we have the delay. Let's set the delay value 3 frames, and now you can see here we have interesting animation, as you can see. Now let's go to the edit page and let's have a look. And finally, let's create the fifth one. So place the CTI on the fifth Fusion composition, go to Fusion page, and then just select the text node, right click on the text box, and here we have the follower. Go to modifier. First of all, let's animate the opacity. So just go to frame number 15, setting, and here we have the opacity. Right click on opacity, go to very first, and let's set the opacity value 0. Perfect. So here we have the opacity, and now let's animate the rotation as well as the opacity. So open the rotation. This time I will animate the Y rotation. So I'm going to create a keyframe on the frame number 15 and lock the value 0, and then just go to very first frame of this animation. I'm going to set the rotation value 180 degree. You can see here we have something like this. Perfect. And now let's add one more animation to this. Just go to frame number 15, go to transform, and here we have the spacing. First of all, let's set the default value 0.95. Right click on a spacing or click on the diamond button, and then just go to very first frame. Let's set the spacing value 0.5. Perfect. And then just go to timing, and here we have to set the delay value 3. And this is the order. So let's change the order and set it completely random. Perfect. And now you can see here we have something like this. Perfect. You can also set this order maybe automatic. This is also looking good, but if you set this order completely random, it will give you a nice and interesting text animation. But this is linear right now, so let's make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 to full screen. I'm going to keep the angle animation linear, so uncheck the linear. Here we have the opacity and spacing. Let's make it smoother. Click on fit button. Let's do one by one. First of all, let's check the character spacing. Click on fit, highlight both the keyframe, hit H to smooth, hold this handle and create a nice smooth curve. Once done, uncheck the character spacing, check the opacity and repeat the same thing with the opacity. Perfect. And then you can close the spline window, and then you can see here we have something like this. Just go to edit page, and now let's take a look. So these are the 5 text animation, and now let me show you how you can use this text animation on a different background. So you can see here we have very basic background, which is the gray background, which is absolutely perfect for this type of animation. Now let me show you the second one. So place the CTI right over here on the second one, and let's change the background. So select the background node, go to inspector window and select white color for the background and black color for the text. So it's very simple. So this is the second background for these type of text animation. And now let me show you the third one. I'm going to place the CTI on the third composition and then go to the Fusion page, select the background, go to type and select this gradient or maybe 4 corner and select 4 different color for this type of animation. Here we have gradient background, so you can use this type of gradient background. You can adjust the color if you want. Simply select the background, add a color corrector node with it. Here we have the contrast. You can adjust the contrast like this, and you can down the gain value and create a unique design if you want. You can change the color. I'm gonna select this one or maybe this one. So you can select any color that you like and create different background for this. So this is the third background you can use for these type of text animation. And I'm going to show you how you can create fourth background. So I'm going to place the CTI on the fourth one, go to Fusion page, and simply you can import any image for the background. I'm going to use this image, click on open, and let me show you how you can use this image. Simply drag and drop this image on this flow window, take a background, and this is the image. As you can see, I'm going to fit the background size because this is a different size. Now let's take a merge node. I'm going to merge this image with this background. So simply connect the yellow background point with this background, green foreground point with this image, drag and drop this to viewer. Now we have 1920 by 1080 perfect proportion, and then you can fit the image inside of that. So select the media, which is the image, add a transform, and you can down the size of the image and fit the image inside of this frame. Perfect. And then select the merge. Here we have the blend. Let's down the blend value and set the blend value something around 1.5 or maybe 0.1, which is good. And here we have the background. You can remove this gray background from here, and simply you can connect the yellow point of this merge 1 with this merge 2, and you will get this type of output, and it is looking absolutely perfect. And then just go to edit page. So these are 4 different backgrounds that you can use for this type of text. Just go to very first frame, go to full screen, and let's have a look. This is looking amazing, right? So that's a wrap for today's video. I hope you like it. For more such videos, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and also comment below what you think about it. My name is Vikas Kumar, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.